異世界
The Rebirth of the Malicious Empress of Military Lineage. Chapter 30, Drawing Lots. Fu Ziyi belonged to the imperial family, and naturally would not be ignorant to the methods that the imperial family used. The clear sound of the teacup might seem like an accident, but it had disrupted the musician's rhythm, and could no longer stir up everyone's feelings. He naturally wants to know who was the initiator. Fu Ziyi has a cautious and suspicious temperament, thus, he did not think that the other did it unintentionally. The purple-clad female was talking to others with her chin resting on her hand. She looks indifferent and afar, but there was an indescribable air about her that set her apart from others. Who is ninth younger brother looking at? Says Prince Zhao. Fu Ziyuan followed Fu Ziyi's sight, and revealed an evident smile. Talking about among us brothers, it is only ninth younger brother who has yet to take a wife. Imperial father had mentioned many times the selection of a wife for ninth younger brother. So, which family's young lady do that female belong to? She looks pretty good. Not sure which is her relatives, and if we know any one of them. It is the fifth young lady of the formidable great general residence, and this one student. Pei Lang stood not far away, and replied after hearing what was said. The fifth young lady of the formidable great general residence. Says Prince Jing. Fu Ziyuan memory was good, but perhaps Shen Miao's reputation was so huge that the imperial family was no stranger to her name. He said, "Isn't that the daughter of General Shenzhen? Seemed to be called Shen Miao." How could it be Shen Miao? Fu Ziyuan smiled without care. The matter of Shen Miao chasing our ninth younger brother was something the entire capital knows about, and a few days back didn't she fell into the water just to look at ninth younger brother? If ninth younger brother was truly pleased with Shen Miao, it would not be so troublesome. Moreover, Shen Miao is an idiot, but, you see, the young lady on the other side has an elegant and noble air. How could she be Shen Miao? Fourth older brother should speak cautiously, as Ziyi did not have such intentions. Fu Ziyi shook his head, but his sight was firmly on the purple-clad young lady far at the other side of the female section of the banquet. In his heart, it was not that he was not shocked. Shen Miao in his eyes was of no difference to the other young ladies that admire him. Those young ladies that like him would pretend to be modest on the surface, and understood the etiquette, and advance or retreat appropriately. But, Shen Miao, most likely other than looking at him foolishly, she did not know anything else. He obviously would not take into consideration an idiot that the entire Ding capital laughs about. If it was not due to Shenzhen, he would have clearly shown the disgust on his face. Moreover, his memories of Shen Miao was someone who always loves to wear bright red or green robes, and loved to put on gold jewelry as she ferociously wears thick rouge on her face, like those clown characters on a countryside stage. But, the purple-clad young lady had a clear and fair complexion, and graceful brows, and that air of nobility sets her apart from the surrounding female. How could that be Shen Miao? He was not the only one who was perplexed. So was Pei Lang. As Shen Miao's teacher of 2 years, Pei Lang undoubtedly understood Shen Miao more than Fu Ziyi. It is supposedly said that one can change the appearance, and clothes can be switched, but the personality traits were different. Pei Lang was a scholar, and scholars value personality traits more than others. Shen Miao practically became another person overnight. How would there be such a thing? He did not think about the matter of the teacup, although he felt that there was something wrong with the music piece in his mind. How would a young lady be able to hear the problem out of it? Not to mention, Shen Miao was never an expert in Qin. Everyone was in their thoughts when the musician ended their performance. The Academy examinations were about to start. This year's Academy examination was different from the previous. It did not differentiate between male and female, but separates scholarly and military arts. Even though Guangwentang requires its students to be proficient in both scholarly and military arts, and both arts were in the curriculum, but, with 100 years of regulations, very few females would choose military arts, and in the scholarly arts, most males would commonly discuss economics and taxation. This was because this was the way the court select their talents. Just like one of the Darren had said, it is common knowledge that successful talented candidates would often become generals and officials. The topics for military arts would include horse riding and shooting of arrows, but that was not considered a success as performing military exercises, as well as other specifics, were not required. Whereas for females, most of the topics on scholarly arts would traditionally be in the 4 categories of literary and poetry. It was much more demanding for females not only in Mingqi, but in all the other countries. Females' place was at home to support one's husband, and educate one's children, and to sing of the wind and moon. Mingqi's examinations were all divided into 3 parts for one to draw out, one to select, and one to challenge. Everyone needs to draw out, but the school wrecked the order, and made everyone who participates draw out the topic of the academy examinations. To avoid getting 2 or extremely difficult ones, females would select in the 4 scholarly arts, whereas the males will draw out from either the military and scholarly areas. As this was something that cannot be avoided, Shen Miao would be humiliated in this regard, as she did not know any of the 4 scholarly arts. As for the second part of selecting, one can select an area in which one was good to exhibit. Like Shen Yu would often choose to play the Qin, and Shen Qing would choose calculation. As for the final part, which was to challenge, this was not about challenging a topic, but challenging others. One would be able to go up on stage to challenge one of the students as an opponent in a particular area. Such scenes were often done when both talents evenly match. As for Shen Miao, those who challenge her would only insult their strength. Others want to watch Shen Miao make a fool of herself, and would purposely challenge Shen Miao up the stage and attack her in another way. The outcome was one that did not require much guesswork. No matter which topic, Shen Miao would suffer a crushing defeat. That was why to Shen Miao, the yearly academy examinations were like a nightmare, as she would be treated as a joke by everyone. These kinds of days were countless, and it was likewise the same this year. Like in previous years, the main examiners went up onto the stage and said a bunch of stuff while the other 2 came out from the back with 2 small wooden barrels filled with paper. These papers all had the topic of the academy examinations, and it was the students who would draw it out themselves. Both males and females would need to draw. One person walked over to the male side of the banquet, and one by one the male students started to draw. The other tall female carried the wooden barrel over to the female side of the banquet, and the female students started drawing orderly. Fang Aning blinked her eyes. May the gods give their blessing. I only hope to draw Qin or poetry topics. I do not know anything about painting and chess. She looked towards Shen Miao. You seem not worried at all. Do you have a card up in your sleeve, or just go with the flow of things? She did not mean to be too harsh, but Shen Miao was a fool who did not have much knowledge on anything. Shen Miao declined to comment. What was the purpose of drawing? Qin, chess, poetry, and painting were things that she could not do. When the wooden barrel reached Shen Miao's table, Feng Anning drew first, and could not wait to open up the paper she drew up. She was relieved. It's kin. This is good. The kin practices these days were not wasted. Shen Miao, what is yours? Shen Miao's hand was just taken out from the barrel, and there was a white piece of paper in her palm that was folded to a long piece. She opened it out, and there was just a word on it, painting.